Hi everybody, I'm Michael Blake. I'm a patent and trademark attorney in Milford, Connecticut. I have a nationwide patent and trademark practice, so if you're located anywhere in the US, I can help you with your patent or trademark legal needs. Today I'm going to talk about the disadvantages of a provisional patent application. In my previous video, I talked about the advantages and benefits of a provisional patent application, but there are downsides. As you may recall, a provisional patent application is like an informal patent application that lasts for 1 year. The patent office does not examine it, and the idea is to give you patent pending status for 1 year. Okay, so what are some of the disadvantages of a provisional patent application? It only protects what is disclosed. And the same is true for a non-provisional utility patent application. However, a lot of times when people file a provisional, they're doing it because they're trying to save money and not spend a lot. And when you do that, you often don't spend much time preparing the provisional patent application and the drawings that may go with it. So if you are too sparse on the description portion of your patent application, you may not disclose very much, and therefore you may not have much protection if you only spend 5 or 10 minutes writing something up very quickly and filing that. So that's why it's a disadvantage. It only protects what you disclose. So if you don't spend much time preparing the patent application, you get what you pay for, basically. Another disadvantage is the USPTO does not examine the provisional patent application. Therefore, you will get no indication of patentability from the patent office. They just hold it for a year. The next disadvantage is, in order to obtain the benefit of a filing date of a provisional patent application, the claimed subject matter in the later filed non-provisional application must have support in the provisional application. What that means is, let's say you file a provisional application, and then a year later you file the non-provisional utility patent application that claims priority to your provisional. So that means your non-provisional that you file almost a year later has basically the same filing date as your provisional, which is good. However, if the claimed subject matter in your non-provisional does not have support in your provisional, that claimed subject matter does not have the benefit of that earlier filing date. This is what happens often. You file a provisional, and then during that 1 year period, the inventor often improves the provisional patent application, or improves the invention. And then a year later, when they file the non-provisional, they include all those improvements, which is good. But if the claims only cover the improvements, and if the improvements were not disclosed in the provisional patent application, then those claims only get the benefit of the filing date of the non-provisional patent application, which is probably almost a year after your provisional filing date. Another disadvantage is when you file your provisional patent application, and if you're interested in filing for international patent protection, you have 1 year from that provisional filing date to file your provisional or your international patent protection. For instance, many times people will file what's called the Patent Cooperation Treaty International Patent Application. Well, the deadline to file that is 1 year after your first U.S. patent application. And a lot of times people don't think about the fact that if they file a provisional, and then usually they file a non-provisional within 1 year of their provisional, well, at the same time, if you want international protection, you also have to file your international patent application at that time. That often comes as a surprise to people who had filed a provisional, that they have to pay for not only preparing a U.S. non-provisional patent application, but then they also have to pay for your international patent applications and or the PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty application. And the last disadvantage of a provisional is sometimes investors and others may not take you that seriously if you only have a provisional patent application filed, because they know that provisionals are usually cheaper than a non-provisional, and they also know the patent office does not examine provisionals. So they may not take you that seriously because they don't know what's really protected if they don't actually see your provisional patent application. If you have an issued patent, then that's a different story. So that's basically the disadvantages of provisional patent applications. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My website is blake-ip.com. Thank you.